wanna talk? So let's talk. Here. Talk. You wanna talk? You gotta talk, you need to talk. News talk.
I talk, you talk to Solomon. I talk, you talk to Solomon. Yeah, let's talk to Solomon. Talk to Solomon.
You gotta talk, you wanna talk.
Thanks so much for joining us here on Talk to Solomon. That's me, Stan Solomon. I'm the host. My co-host,
Chief Steve.
former Police Chief Steve Davis, lawman extraordinaire, also ex-helicopter pilot, and from Freedom Bound, my friend Brent Johnson. Brent.
Hi there, Stan. Hello, Steve. And we're having some great... If you just joined us, folks, you've missed quite a bit of great radio and TV, and you should be on with us the rest of the show because we got some great stuff happening here.
And by the way, all of our shows are available at cpnlive.com. You can see all the shows we've done for the past, 3,000 years at least. So we've got hundreds, maybe even thousands of shows, but you can go there and see any show that you've missed. Now, our guest is Michael Vilardi. Welcome back to the show, Michael.
Hey, thanks for having me, Stan.
Always a pleasure. Now, Michael, tell people about yourself.
Okay, great. I'm a retired criminal investigator, worked with the IRS for 22 years. Now I am an enrolled agent. I have my own firm. And any of your listeners that call up, we have a toll-free number, which is 888-873-8825, or our website is Mike, Vilardi, VILARDIEA.com. That's MikeVilardiEA.com. And until the end of October, any one of your listeners that calls up and says she heard about us on the show, we're giving 50% off our normal rates. And what I do is I'm like the pit bull that you hire to go into the IRS to make sure that they don't take advantage of you in any way. I've been able to get people outstanding settlements, and I just make sure that my clients are not taken advantage of.
Very good. Well, many people have needed that service, and I'm sure you'll be getting some calls. Now, Michael, we're going to talk economics. So right now we have economic malaise, to borrow a Jimmy Carter term. Within various subsections of our economy, there are stories, most of them bad, but the reality is our overall economy is not good. Unemployment is at historic highs no matter what numbers they pump out. Family income is going down and going down precipitously. Real estate values have tanked, and their so-called recovery is they've gone from absolutely worthless to being just worthless. So talk to us about economically what's happening in America.
Well, I mean, you pretty much summed it up. I mean, the price of commodities has gone up since 2009 quite a bit, whether it be soybeans, corn, crude oil, gasoline, gold, silver. Everything's on the rise. The only thing that's been kept down is interest rates, and because they're doing that artificially by going into the Treasury market and spending billions of dollars to buy back our treasuries so that they can keep interest rates low, because if they don't have low interest rates, then this whole thing is going to be, just like Jimmy Carter when he was president. So it hasn't been good from any front.
Now, let's talk about inflation. My wife came home from the store yesterday and said, "Would you believe, Stan?" I said, "Yeah, I believe it." And she didn't have to say anything, because I'm involved with precious metals. I'm not sure what gold is today, but gold's around $1,800 an ounce. When Obama came into office, it was $300 an ounce. That by itself should tell everybody everything they need to know. Would you agree?
Yeah, matter of fact, I went to bar chart, and any of your listeners could do this, and I pulled 5-year charts, and then I took a whiteout and went back to January of '09, and whether it be orange juice, which was at 80 cents, and now it's at $1.40, or the U.S. dollar, which was at 82, and now it's at 79 and change. Wheat's gone up quite a bit. Corn has gone up from $4 a bushel. Now it's at $7.48. Soybeans was at $10 a bushel. Now it's at $16.21. Silver, when he came into office, was at $10 an ounce. Now it's at $35. Gold, as you said, was actually $800 an ounce in '09. Now it's doubled, more than doubled. It's at $17.75. Copper $1.50 to almost $4. Beef, 85 cents. Now it's $1.26. Milk, 11 cents. Now it's almost 19. So no matter what the commodities are, from every aspect, everything's gone up prodigiously since January of 2009.
So, Michael, translate what that means, although we have sophisticated viewers. When you see commodities across the board of every ilk and type going up 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 125, 150, 200%, what does that mean to an economy?
Well, that means everybody's paying higher prices. So it means the money's worth less, because you need more of it. And as a result, what also happens is people, even if they make more money, they're squeezed into a higher tax bracket, and the government ends up taking more of it. That's another issue. I mean, people don't realize this, but next year on January 1st, everybody's paycheck is going to drop because of Obamacare. So there are 18 new taxes that are coming out with Obamacare. One of them is an increase in the payroll tax, which is a full 1% to start things off. Then you're going to lose your medical deductions. Then you're going to be limited in your flexible spending account. Then there's going to be taxes on the equipment manufacturers. So it's going to have an inflationary effect next year that's really going to put us over the cliff, because in addition to that inflationary effect that Obamacare is going to cause, what you're going to find is everyone's going to be there's going to be higher tax rates, because the tax rates we have now go back to when Bush initiated tax cuts. I think it was like 10 years ago. So when they expire, everybody's going to get hit with additional federal tax withholding. So if you're having a problem making it on your paycheck now, next year you're really in trouble.
Now let me ask you about wages. Did you chart wages?
Yeah, wages, well, I got some statistics on that, and it seems like wages have gone down.
Doesn't seem like it. It's absolutely true. The average American family has lost nearly $4,000 of real income since the election of President Obama, right or wrong?
That's correct, yes.
So if prices have gone up noticeably, if wages have gone down noticeably, the result is people's standard of living has then gone where? To hell with a handbasket, right?
Yes.
By the way,
it's a tough economy. I mean, I've given up $30,000 in business over the last couple of weeks because people can't afford to pay me. They'd love to hire me, but they don't have money to pay me.
By the way, you know that they now have replaced the word hell with Detroit in the newest dictionary, and the police in Detroit are saying, enter this city at your own risk. Now that's got to make you feel good.
Right. Well, Detroit. Well, Detroit. There's a couple issues in Detroit. There's a very large Muslim population in Detroit, and I'd venture to say, to an extent, radical Muslim population. I actually have a guy that was on one of my TV shows who was a Muslim terrorist at one point, and he became a Christian, and he went to preach in Detroit, and he got attacked by a mob of people because they're very pro.
Well, they're very much like Muslims.
They're mean.
Let me go around the horn and get some other people involved. Brent, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, in the first place, I think everything you're saying about the economy is correct. But the truth is, it's not so much that prices have gone up. It is that, as Michael said, the value of the dollar has gone down. Everything is measured against the dollar. Gold is right now at $1764.50. Silver at $33.80. That just means that it's going to take that many dollars, U.S. dollars, to get an ounce of gold or an ounce of silver. It's the dollar that's gone down, and that's due to, as much as anything else, that's due to matters that fall more within the control of Congress and the White House. Now, you know me, I'm no supporter of Obama. Okay, I'll take every opportunity to go after Obama and Obamacare and everything like that. But in fairness, he is not solely responsible for what has happened with the economy. Congress could and should do something about the Federal Reserve, and hasn't and won't. And that's where that particular responsibility lies. In terms of the taxes that are coming up in July 4th, absolutely right on. And not trying to take any business away from you, Michael, but the truth of the matter is people should stop being on W-4 withholding. People should stop allowing the IRS to take money from their private sector earnings, because the law itself does not require that. However, the people have been led to believe that it does, and when they go to work for corporations or others who say sign this, they end up signing their rights away. People need to keep the money they earn. The IRS has no claim on it whatsoever.
Well, let me just stop you right there, because what will happen is the IRS views it as a pay-as-you-go system, and if you don't pay by April 15th, and if you're not withheld upon, a lot of people won't have the money to come up with, then the IRS is going to hit you with a failure to pay penalty in addition to the tax, and then they're going to start charging you interest, and it could become a real nightmare for people.
Well, it certainly has for many. But
I'll let you have the last word.
We're not going to fight that battle right now. Chief.
Well, first of all, Michael, thanks for being on the show, and I hope you get into a different line of work soon, because I hope that we soon eliminate the IRS totally. But
well, I hope so too, actually, because it would make it easier for the country. And you know, all you need is a flat tax of about 3% to generate the revenue that we're currently generating. If we had that, it would be simple upon everybody, and then people that spend a lot of money would be taxed a lot, and if you don't spend the money, you don't be taxed. So it would probably be a better system for everybody.
Well, actually, I'd rather go with a fair tax if we do that at all, because I do believe, I could be wrong, that a flat tax taxes your income, which I'm opposed to. But I want to say, we mentioned Carter, we mentioned gasoline. I remember when Jimmy Carter was president, and I had to sit in line and get 5 gallons of gas every other day. It was all we were allowed to get under his rationing plan for gasoline. And I've watched gasoline ever since that, and I believe now that the average Joe doesn't know anything about the price of gold or the NASDAQ or Wall Street or anything else, but they know the price of gasoline. And so if the price of corn goes up, for example, it doesn't necessarily mean the price of fish goes up. Or the price of fish goes up doesn't necessarily mean the price of beef goes up. But if gasoline goes up, the price of everything goes up. And so what's happened now is the price of gasoline has destroyed the American family's income, and every raise we've gotten since the beginning of our job has been taken away by the increase of the price of gasoline. And I don't know what can be done, but something needs to be done. And I believe what needs to be done is for all the regulations to go away. Let the free market take it over and see what happens, because the more that we intervene with the price of gasoline, the higher it's costing.
And if let me just give
go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
A little inside information as to why that happened. You might remember a couple of years ago when President Obama met with the Saudi king and he bowed to him.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I had a guest on my show. His name is Kamal Salim. Kamal was a former terrorist. He used to be an assassin for Muammar Gaddafi, and he became a Christian. And he came on my TV show and explained the Islamic symbolism to that, how he was submitting America to the Saudi regime. Now, since that time, President Obama, and these are statistics that come from the Bureau of Land, okay? From 1992 to the year 2000, President Clinton approved, he increased the drilling permits for oil companies by 58%. From 2000 to 2008, President Bush increased the number of drilling permits 116%. When Obama came into office from 2008 to 2011, he decreased them by 36%, making it harder for oil companies to drill for oil. In addition to that, as you know, he passed on the pipeline that would have created 20,000 jobs and helped us immensely, because he doesn't want lower gas prices. He wants to see that money going to the Saudi king.
And he wants gas to go to $10 or $12 a gallon, so people will buy these sewing machines with extra large batteries and get killed a lot. It's just insanity, and he's thrown away. I think Romney made a great point. He said, you've thrown away 50 years of oil subsidies on green jobs that never materialize and on companies that are overwhelmingly going nowhere or already out of business. But his whole game plan was make fossil fuels so expensive that it would be economically logical or it would be illogical not to go to. But then by cutting off coal, it'll cost you $80 to charge your battery. It's just insanity beyond any shadow of anyone's doubt, in my opinion. Would you agree, Michael?
Well, yeah. I mean, you could see it. I mean, you look at the charts, you can see how they've gone up quite a bit, and you can see why. I mean, he certainly could have taken some actions that would have caused gasoline to drop. You know, by increasing drilling permits instead of decreasing them, by doing whatever's possible, deregulating it, so you know they could find more oil and produce more gasoline than that, and of course that hasn't been done.
All right, now let me ask you this question. In fact, I'll have everyone comment on it, but we'll start with you, Michael. If, God willing, Obama is defeated, and as I said, if we were voting for Donald Duck, Goofy, or, and I hate to have this come out of my mouth, Hillary, anybody but Obama at this point. But if Obama's defeated and Romney gets in, and Romney says, every and all ways of creating energy, go for it. Offshore, onshore, by the shore. Coal, gas, natural gas, green, solar, wind, and with the goal that not in 20 years, not in 10 years, but that in 5 years, we don't have to buy one stinking barrel of oil from Hugo Chavez, may he drop dead today, or from King Farouk you, and you didn't know I knew his name, or any of these people, and we can keep that $400 to $500 billion a year in America's economy, making our economy turn. I believe that everyone in America will have a job paying $100 grand a year. There'll be that much activity. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, well, we already have enough oil here in the United States. All we have to do is get it out of the ground and refine it. I mean, they found massive amounts, I think, in North Dakota. Of course, there's Alaska is an untapped wealth of oil that they put, they wouldn't allow that to be drilled because of the caribou over there. But,
yeah, no, there were no caribou there. I think there were just some grazing Democrats.
Yeah, I mean, so we do have the resources. We just have to allow them to. Those resources have to be exploited so that they can be converted and pumped, and it's there for us. I mean, there's no reason for us to have to go to Saudi Arabia.
I agree, but my question is, if Romney were to do that as president, and he would have a Republican Congress that would back him, what do you think would happen to our economy?
Oh, it would boom. There's no question about it. It would absolutely boom. It would boom for two reasons. Because people would have more money to spend on everything else. Because when the price of gasoline goes down, that gives you more disposable income to spend on food, to spend on clothes, to spend on whatever you want, number one. And number two, we'd become an exporter of oil instead of an importer. And that would cause, that would give us billions of dollars in additional jobs and revenues that, we could pay off the debt.
Now, there's a thought. Brett. Brett?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay.
I think there's a two-tiered answer here. Number one, if what you described happened, that is, Romney got in and Romney simply opened all the floodgates of energy from any source and stepped back. You're right. It would be a boom in the economy. You're wrong. There wouldn't be $100,000 for every job, but nevertheless, there would be a boom in the economy. Price would go down. Manufacturing production would go up. But the problem is he's not going to do that. Romney has staffed himself with many from the Bush criminal cabal, including Karl Rove, I might add. And what's going to happen is he may open up the floodgates and he may create all kinds of flow of money. He's going to take that money and put it into military industrial complex. It will not see the light of day in the American economy. And I don't think what you suggested will happen. I think it could, but only if money was kept in America and not diverted to the extent of foreign policy around the world.
Well said. Chief.
Well, I want to rehash the gasoline talk and make sure that I make this point, that if the price of gasoline goes down, the price of everything will go down. But also that's good for the government because if people buy more cupcakes and big gulps at the village pantry, that's more tax revenue that the government will bring in. So in addition to that, I think that we also need to really remind or focus on the EPA and the regulations, which will stop the whole thing if we allow it, if we don't stop them from stopping the production. Because we look at California right now, the price of their gasoline is skyrocketed, and what the governor there has done is he said, oh, I'm going to take away the summer regulations and go to the winter regulations, so we use a different blend of gasoline. So we've got to get the EPA out of this so that the refineries can make gasoline that's available for the whole country and make it cheaper so we can use, because, again, the price of gasoline controls the price of everything in this country. Third thing I want to talk about here, that we mentioned Brent mentioned the military-industrial complex. I believe that's a great thing, as long as we produce the equipment that the military needs by Americans in America. So if we have a big military, they need clothing, they need food, they need bullets, they need vehicles, they need gasoline, they need everything. As long as we produce it here, that's going to be another economic boom for the United States.
All right, Michael, let's go back to you because we have a few minutes left. I'm going to give it all to you. Your thoughts on the election, your thoughts on the economy, and then a final pitch for your business.
Okay, great. My thoughts on the election. I think right now Romney is pulling ahead, and I hope that stays. You know, I think he absolutely demolished him in the debate, and I think that I think he has some momentum, and I think ultimately people are going to go into that voting booth and vote their pocketbook, and I think by doing so that he'll be the winner when all is said and done. Now, as far as the economy goes, they need to repeal Obamacare. If they don't repeal Obamacare and extend those Bush tax cuts, it's going to be a nightmare for this country, for everybody. Because every single person that has a W-2 on January 1st is going to get significantly less money. So if you can't pay your bills now, there's no way you're going to be able to pay them next year. So it's really a must that Romney wins so that we can appeal Obamacare, lower the price of gas, and then the economy, I think, will turn around. Now, as far as my business goes, I work with the IRS for 22 years. I have a 100% satisfaction rate. I do an excellent job getting whatever needs to be done, whether it be filing an offer and compromise for you, setting up payment plans, representing people on audits. I do all that stuff. Like I said, right now, if you call me at 888-873-8825 or go to my website, MikeVilardiEA.com, and you mention your show, we're going to give you 50% off our normal fees. You'll speak to my national marketing director, Joe Fazio, and just tell Joe that you heard Mike Vilardi on the Stan Solomon Show, and we'll be happy to help you. We've helped a lot of people. There's you could see the letters that are on the website now, and we have another 5 that are being added that just came in. We just have to post them. So if you have any kind of IRS issue, I'm the guy to call.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question. Take advantage of you. Free advice here for Stan Solomon. This is public record. The IRS thinks I owe him, in round numbers, $1 million. Round numbers. And we can have an argument, but let's leave that aside for the now. They put a lien on me, and they've now taken it off because more than 10 years has gone by. There was no fraud involved, so after 10 years, there's not much they can do.
Well, that's a statute of limitations. So what happens is after the 10 years has expired, the tax gets dropped out of their system. So now you no longer owe them the $1 million.
Right, and that's my point. Now, contrary to popular belief, there are some human beings that work at the IRS. Frankly, a lot of them. Most of them are just everyday folks, and that's where they got a job, and everyone needs their job.
Right.
And most of them are not evil, but most people don't understand the IRS is a bounty system. They nail someone, they get a benefit. Is that right or wrong?
They get a benefit. What do you mean, like the individual employee?
Well, their sector, whatever, that's how they get promoted, that's how they get, they're judged by how much they get. Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, it used to be that it wasn't even irrelevant, but because, it's well known that they would send out hundreds of thousands of letters saying you owe us, $287, and most people would pay it rather than even question it because they didn't want to, let them know they were alive, basically.
Right. I mean, when I was in CI, there was a concerted effort so that you were not, judged based on the number of prosecutions to the number of discontinued cases that you had. They were very cognizant of that to some degree. When it comes to the revenue officers collecting the money, of course, you are going to be, it's a performance-based thing. So, obviously, the more you collect, the more effective you seem to be for the Internal Revenue Service.
All right. Well, we're going to leave it at that. We are out of time. Thank you, Mike Vilardi, for being with us, and we look forward to having you back again.
Thank you, Stan.
Stay tuned, folks. Dr. Alan Keyes is next on Talk to Solomon. Hey folks, this is Stan Solomon, and I talk to smart people all the time. I've got one of the smartest people around on how to make money from home. His name is Ted Williams, and Ted, well, it's a tough economy out there.
It is, but if you've got the right vehicle and some good advice, you can make it even in this economy.
All right. Well, how can you make money in this economy if you don't have money already?
Well, I tell people right now that in this economy there are really two businesses that I would say work good times, bad times. And the first one costs several $1 million to get involved in, and that's necessity food. You know, you go to the grocery store, people are going to eat. It doesn't matter. We're gonna do that. But can you imagine or think for a minute, what is the other business that everybody's involved in?
Well, let me think for just a minute. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody lives based on a cell phone. In fact, I don't know anyone that doesn't have one, but cell phone business is expensive to get into.
Well, it is if you're buying a brick and mortar store and you want to tie yourself to a conventional business, have inventory, overhead, theft, all the stuff that goes with it, and then you have an opportunity with our business opportunity to for under $300 to be able to operate in 50 states and all the U.S. territories and soon to be international.
Now wait a minute, is this one of those deals where you can only talk between 8:15 and 8:22 at night on Tuesdays?
No, this is actually running on one of the nation's largest nationwide networks, and we even have roaming for those people that are traveling between major highways, and we have the top of the line phones. We've got some of the best Android phones, the newest Android phones that have come out on the market, as well as some simple flip phones for people that's all they want to do is talk.
Now, how does the fee for this service compare with the major companies?
Well, right now, if you get all of the service and you use a lot of internet or a lot of data, you can easily spend $150 a month. In fact, some of the companies that are advertising unlimited data are actually giving you unlimited data, but the first gig is high speed, then they slow it down to 56K. You can't even use it. It's unlimited, but you can't use it. With ours, it's truly unlimited talk, text, and web, and the great thing with us, you can develop a business and earn free service for the rest of your life.
Can you earn more than free service? That saves you $100, $150 a month, but that's only the start, right?
Obviously, there's a lot of income opportunity if you want to treat it as a real business. And you know, at under $300 to get started, we have a fast start program for our representatives where they can recoup their investment in their first month if they just are serious. We also have a unique feature. Knowing what we're talking about, if you had a friend and you're not a representative, but you are earning free cell phone service, wouldn't you tell your friends about it?
Especially if it would help me to keep that free service.
Well, what we have is a program where you can refer a few friends, even if you're not a representative. You could be a customer, and you refer a few friends or family members that get our service. That would earn you free service. So our representatives can get it as well as our customers.
So you're saying with a national competitive company, you have the ability to give unlimited, true unlimited service with the latest and greatest phones or less if that's what you want, and that not only can you have free service, but all your customers can have free service by referring people, and I assume if they're your customers, then you make some override, right?
Absolutely. You can actually have a network of representatives that you're earning overrides on, as well as their customers, and you benefiting financially from that. So it's big money at a low cost and low investment, and all the tax advantages of being self-employed and write your own schedule.
This is not a brand new company that just trying this out. This is a proven, publicly traded, high-quality company?
Yeah, they've been in the telecom industry for over 18 years. And, you know, just having money will not get you in the cell phone, in the wholesale cell phone game. There's 3 or 4 companies that dominate, and they won't give up any of their share with someone with no experience. Our company has been involved in data billing, customer service in the telecom industry for years and years, and we were the first in the market at the wholesale level.
Folks, this is an exciting opportunity, maybe for you. We can't tell you what's right or wrong. There's a phone number you can call, 800-299-8362, or you can go to cpnlive.com and click on the icon that says Make Money from Home, and all the information will be there. Ted, thanks so much.
Thank you.